Just starting. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Antwood Movie Mania. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about Scream, the Scream franchise as a whole, and the direction that the Scream franchise is moving forward. But I will not be talking about this alone. Today's special guest you will find on TikTok at Our Spooky Home. So I'd like to welcome to the channel Antwood Movie Mania, Olivia.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, good. So first off, I would like to welcome you to Antwood Movie Mania. My camera isn't the best. It's a little bit dodgy at the moment, so just please bear with me if there's any delays or anything like that. So a little background. I was scrolling on TikTok and I found Olivia's page and I thought a backdrop looked amazing. So for the people who don't know you, would you like to explain who you are, what your channel's all about? Off to you.
Basically, I'm just a mum of 4 kids and my channel is cleaning my house and talking about horrors. I'm completely obsessed with horror and have been since I can remember, to be honest.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking all about Scream. As I can see, you've got your Matthew Lillard t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Because you said that was a new t-shirt. So, do you just want to jump straight into it?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah? All right,
yeah.
Let's get our first topic up. So first off, we're going to be talking Scream 7 news. So this is what we know so far. This is everything that's official. So I'm just going to go through a few things, and then you can tell me what you think of everything about it. So first off, we've got the director, Kevin Williamson, who wrote Scream 1, 2, and 4. We've got Guy Busey, who's writing the new one. He written Ready or Not, Scream 5 and 6. The official date is the 27th of February 2026, which is 30 years since the original. So we've got that to talk about as well. Confirmed people who are coming back are Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox. They are official. So, yes, what do you think? First off, what do you think about Kevin Williamson directing Scream 7?
Well, my favourite Screams are 1, 2, and 4. So I'm really happy that he's directing the newest one. And I've got high hopes that obviously the rumours of Matthew Lillard actually coming back, I think for Kevin Williamson to do that would be just the icing on the cake.
Well, we're going to get into that in our next topic, so just save that for the next topic. Yeah. Right, so with Guy Busey, he written Ready or Not 5 and 6. What did you think of the writing style for them?
Well, yeah, I like the 5 and 6 movies. I thought they was done really good. The 6 I preferred. I thought number 6, the opening scene, and obviously it was Samara Weaving from Ready or Not as well. I think she's just brilliant. I'm gutted she died so quick, but I loved the whole opening scene of that. I thought the twist of that, where then they obviously get killed, I thought was brilliant. So it should be a decent Scream, I think. It might be one of the best.
Oh, that might come into a bit of our rankings a bit different then. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. So with Kevin Williamson directing, obviously he hasn't directed that many films. Do you think with him working so close to Wes, he might incorporate some of that directional into his film?
Yeah, I'd assume so. I mean, obviously Wes Craven is a legend in himself, so I don't know why he wouldn't incorporate some of that into it. But to be fair, I think all the Scream movies are good, but like I said, my favourite ones are the ones Kevin Williamson did. So he's doing something right, obviously.
Do you think we'll make a cameo with Wes making a cameo in all 4 of them?
Yeah, I don't know why he would change it now. I think that would be the best way to
go. So with Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox obviously returning, the main story is obviously going to be around Sydney again. What do you think that brought Neve Campbell back to the franchise? I know she said in previous posts that obviously for the pay salary, not getting like the fair pay and everything. But what apart from that, what do you think was the main reason?
I don't know. I feel like that is probably the only reason, but the Scream franchise is what I feel like made her who she is. So I think for her, it must have been nice to go back to the Scream franchise. That's where she sort of started. That's what threw her into that universe. And I didn't like that Scream didn't have Sydney Prescott, even though I do find her character quite annoying. That's probably like a lot of people might not agree with that. I did not like her character, but she is the Scream franchise. So she needs to be in it, really.
Yeah, with Courtney Cox returning, it does tie her with the Scream Queen, Jamie Lee Curtis, in the Halloween franchise.
Yeah.
So do you think if they do make another one, will she overtake that throne?
Maybe. I don't know. It's a hard one. Jamie Lee Curtis, she is the top Scream Queen. I don't know if anyone could overtake her. I will never think anyone's better than her, but there's a possibility. It depends. I suppose it depends how this film goes. If they bring Matthew Lillard, then that will just top everything and she will top it. Everything will top everything.
So with it being... See, they did it in Scream 5, but with it being 30 years since the original, do you think they'll like throw any tie-ins with the original? With it being 30 years as a little homage?
Yeah, definitely. They have to. I don't see how they can do a whole massive 30-year forward one and not tie it in with the original at all. But then they're all quite tied in. Like, obviously, you had the one where Billy Loomis come back, where she was seeing her dad and all that. They do tie it in. I like that they bring from the original to the new ones, because obviously the original is the best one, and that's what everyone loves about it. So, yeah, I'm hoping it is going to be a massive, like, sort of finale to the first one.
Right, well, that's all our Scream 7 news out the way. So now we're going to move on to Scream 7 theories. So this is what we think might, and obviously you see it in the tagline there. So what theories have you got, apart from that tagline, apart from the one I've written down there?
That is literally all I'm thinking about. That is just stuck in my head. I can't even think of anything else, because that would be the best thing if Stu comes back. Obviously, I am obsessed with Matthew Lillard in everything he ever does. So I would literally die if that happens. That would be the best thing they could do.
I know, because I don't know if you know, but you obviously being a Matthew Lillard fan, obsessed with him, obviously.
Yeah.
When they wrote the original script for Scream 3, do you know about this?
I don't know.
But that you don't know about him coming back for Scream 3? Do you know about that?
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know about that.
Right. So for everyone who doesn't know, but most Scream fans will know, but obviously if you don't know, I'm going to tell you now. So when Kevin Williamson initially wrote Scream 3, they had planned to bring Matthew Lillard back as Stu.
Okay.
So this was official. He had the script. So he was meant to be in prison, and all the people who were obsessed with Stu were going out as Ghostface, and he was running it from inside the prison.
Oh, okay.
So he was officially meant to come back. He's even said it in interviews and everything. Kevin Williams said it. Matthew Lillard said it. So he was in prison, like all scarred up from the TV, and he was ordering other Ghostface out into, Woodsboro or wherever to do his killing for him. But the script got scrapped because there was a shooting in a school that when they were going to start making it, so they had to completely scrap that idea, because the Ghostface was going around in schools killing the teenagers, and then that happened, so they had to cut it out. So they had to completely rewrite the script. So you would have got another Stu in Scream if that never happened.
That probably would have been better though, because Scream 3 is probably the worst Scream that they made. I cannot get behind Scream 3 at all. I do watch it when I binge Scream all the time, but so I will watch it. But every time I watch it, I'm just like, this is horrendous. It's so bad.
So that is the official story of how Stu could return, technically. Like if they do like try and incorporate that somehow. All right, for me, for Stu returning, I'm gonna go with because it's in Scream 5, the big controversy was with Dewey getting killed. I cannot see how that tiny Amber is the same size as Dewey, like overpowering him like that. There's just, for me, no way. So for me, I think Stu is being calling the shots on Richie and Amber, considering she moved into his house.
Yeah.
And all that taking place around it. Sitting back to that house. Yeah, he's like in the background. I mean, again, I don't know if you know it. He's in Scream 2. Matthew Lillard. He's in Scream. Did you know? If you knew that?
No, I didn't know that.
All right, so he's actually in the film as an extra. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Right, I'm from bombs, but he's an uncredited role. So, I think it's actually on the DVD extras. I think because Matthew Lillard's he was on set, and Matthew Lillard's dog is in the film as well. So, so in Scream 2, they're at the party at the where they're trying to initiate Sydney into the sorority.
Yeah.
Where she gets attacked in the frat house.
Yeah.
Where she's on her own. And, where the two lasses are talking to Sydney and her mate, and Randy walks up and then they start talking all together. If there's a guy behind the two lasses, you'll have to go back. He's got bleach blonde hair. He's got bleach blonde hair stood behind them. You can only see like the side of his face, but that is actually him. He's just an uncredited extra.
Oh, so okay. I didn't realise that.
It's just like a daft little, he doesn't say no words or nothing, but like, let him like just say, oh, like, yeah, you can go in, you can just stand there as an extra.
That's a
so
good
technically, it would have been between 1, 2, and 3. So
yeah, I didn't realise that. See, with the first 3 Scream movies, I do not remember watching them for the first time. So I think they come out when I was really young, and then my mum used to let me just watch horror films when I was very young. So I hate that I don't remember the first time ever watching them and finding out the killers and stuff. They've just always been part of my growing up, just watching them continuously.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never, obviously as a kid, I never really looked into any of the films like that. They was just films I watched. So I like that. I wish I knew that. Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah, well, this is only things I've found out like over the years, like just watching like the DVD extras or like documentaries behind the scenes, stuff like that. So like when I watched it, I wouldn't have had a clue about any of it, like stuff what I'm telling you now. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, so technically he would have been in Scream 1, 2, and 3. But he is in Scream 2 for definite. So that is official. Like he is in just a daft little extra. But so for me, what was I saying? I've lost my train of thought.
I don't know.
So yeah, oh right. So Scream 5, I believe that Stu killed Dewey because who tried to kill, it was Stu who stabbed him in the back in Scream, was it Scream 1? Or was that?
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it? So I think, like, for him to say, when Dewey says, "Oh, not today," and he goes, "Oh, yes, today." So, like, I think that's like him saying, "I've finally like finished you off," like after all these years. So I still think Stu is the mastermind behind Amber and Richie. He's pulled them together, got Amber into his house somehow.
Do you believe that he could have been in prison?
Yeah, well, that was the official story for Scream 3.
Yeah.
But I think, well, I think now, I don't know, if they decide to go with that story, then maybe. But if they don't, then I think that he's been running it somehow.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's gone to prison, but I do feel like if they're going to do anything, they should do that he did go to some sort of institution, because clearly he was the only one that didn't really have a motive. He just was doing it for the fun of doing it. So obviously you had Billy, who is his mum, his dad and her mum, and then all the others sort of had that little motive and connection, whereas Stu, I just feel like, didn't have no connection to it. He was just absolutely insane and just wanted to kill everyone.
Yeah. All right, so my next one is Detective Mark Kincaid from Scream 3. Is that Sydney's husband? Will he be in it? Is it Patrick Dempsey? Is that his name?
Yeah.
So do you think he will be, because they mentioned in Scream 5 that Mark is Sydney's husband, that they've got kids together. What do you think?
I think he would be a good one. I love Patrick Dempsey because I love Grey's Anatomy. So I would always be like, yes, bring him into it. But I don't know. I've got a feeling that something would have happened and she's not with her husband anymore. I feel like she's going to come into it and it sort of broke down with something and he won't be in it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, apparently the main story is for Scream 7 that they're going to be focusing on Sydney again with their kids. But what do you think that's going to, like, drag Sydney back into the world of Ghostface? Like, what's going to be their motive now that, like, it's all past? Like, like Billy and Stu and everything like that. Like, she's moved on with her life.
Yeah, well, she's got kids then. I don't know. I feel like the only way she would go back as a parent would be thinking that her kids are in danger. So unless there's like some sort of threat to her family life that she gets actually the threat personally, then maybe that's how she sort of goes into it and wants to finish it. I don't know. Or maybe she even might think that it is Stu coming back. She might have some sort of inkling that he wants to come and finish the job sort of thing. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But will it be set in Woodsboro though? Because she moved away. She said she never wanted to come back to Woodsboro, even though she did come back in Scream 5 because of Dewey's death. That was the only thing that was really made her come back. Otherwise, where would it be? Would it be Battle, where she's meant to be staying? Or would it be somewhere else?
Well, they don't obviously.
Woodsboro is like fundamental part, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I think, to tie it all in, because I do feel like, look, if they bring Stu back and stuff like that, I feel like this is going to be the finale of the franchise. It'll be something big. I don't know if they've signed anything to make more, but it would have to all go back to Woodsboro to take it back to the beginning, if that is what they're planning to do. It's hard when you don't really know. You just don't know. Obviously, my wish would be, go back to Woodsboro. Stu is the killer. He's come back to finish the job, potentially finish it. You just don't know. Like, I feel like they need to take it back to the beginning and take it back to basics, because the Scream 1 is obviously the best one. So I just think that would be a nice little bow on top of the franchise.
All right, well, that is our Scream theories out the way. So we've done our Scream news now. This is where it gets a bit. I know what's happening with my mouse. Ooh. Hang on, something's happened.
That's all right.
Oh, there we go. All right. So this is where we get controversial. Scream rankings from 1 to 6, but we'll do 6 to 1. 6 being worst. I've got a feeling I know what number 1's going to be. So
I don't know.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna call it. Your number 1 will be Scream 3. There you go.
No, how did you guess? Yes, Scream 3. is the worst. You can't deny that is the worst one. I felt like they really tried with these good cameos and that, and it just come off so cringy. It was just cringy, the whole thing.
Right, so number 6 is what? What's your number 6?
Number 3. It's like you're a mind reader.
Oh. Number 3. Right, you've got to give your reasons. What, like for each one, we've got to have a reason.
It's just the whole thing was just cringy. They tried with the cameo, like having the good cameos, and I just felt like it come off like they was trying too hard to make it like this sort of spoofy part of the franchise. Yeah, I just didn't like it.
All right, so for my number 6, hang on a minute, I've got them written down here. Hang on. So for my number 6, I'm gonna say number 6. Unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, do you know what? When I first seen it in the pictures, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I don't know if that was because of the hype behind it, or whatever. But I thought I thought the beginning was great. I liked that. I liked how they revealed the killer right at the beginning, and then he got killed. I liked that. But then after that, I don't know. It just didn't feel like a Scream movie to me. For some weird reason,
it was somewhere else. That's why it's set somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's what done it. Like, I loved the one thing I did love about the film was the shrine. Oh, they had that massive collection.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
That was probably my favorite bit in the film.
Yeah,
because there was loads of things in there that like you just have to rewatch to know, like to see what actually is in there. Because like they had the big sign from Scream 3, like "Congratulations, Roman." They had the TV, this like the white sweater with all his blood on, and the sheriff badge and everything. I mean, you must have some connections to like get all that stuff. Like you must have to like properly know like everything about the franchise.
Yeah, I like that. I cannot believe you think that's worse than Scream 3, by the way. I cannot believe there's nothing worse than that one. That is insane.
No, the one thing that done my head in was it was the sister more than anything trying to be Randy. She just annoyed the living daylights out of me. Like trying to like set the rules and then rewrite the rules, and it was like you're not going to be Randy, so try and stop being him.
Yeah,
I think that's the one thing that really bugs me. And the fact that she got stabbed and the brother got stabbed, I don't know how many times, and they both survived. I think that just made it even worse.
Yeah. Oh no, I
do. And
like
the killers. That's the one thing that I didn't like either. I think that's why I probably put it last. That the dad, I understand, but the brother and sister, they were like, just like they weren't part of the film properly. Like they had no reason to like be the killer. I know it's the brother that got killed, but like the parts weren't like big enough to be like, oh, it's you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was no like, yeah. So that's my reason for number 6.
Okay, fair enough.
Number 5.
Right, number 6. I was convinced that it was Randy's niece and nephew, or whatever they was. I was convinced they was the killers. Yeah.
Really?
I just thought, how good would that be? Because they're supposed to be related to Randy, who's like the rules and like he knows how the horrors go. And I just thought that would be the best, that them two to be the actual killers. So they've gone the opposite way of Randy, because obviously Randy was a much loved character. So I just thought that would have been such a good twist, because it threw me off when the girl, the killer, she obviously, it looked like she got killed, didn't it? And that threw me off. Because I guessed Dermot Mulroney at first, and I was like, it can't be him because his daughter's dead now. He's not going to kill his own daughter. So that did throw me off. And then I was convinced it was the brother and sister. I was fuming when I was wrong. All
right, number 5. What's your number 5?
Right, hang on, because we're going backwards, aren't we? So let me just do it on my fingers.
I've got mine written down, so I'm not. I know where my head's at.
Right, so my number 5 would be, number 6. Mine would be number 6.
Oh, we're not too far off then.
No, but I do like number 6. I really did enjoy number 6. Like I said, the opening I thought was brilliant because it was that twist where she gets killed, but then they get killed by the actual Ghostface. So I thought it was a brilliant film, but just compared to the others, just missed the mark.
All right. What did I say? All right. My number 5 is gonna be number 3. So we're not too far apart.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I do like number 3 because I like the opening. I like that it's got even though you get to see it in the film, but there is an alternate opening, like to how Cotton gets killed. Like they are like two. You can watch it either 2 ways. So I do like that. But I like how he's got his like own, like he's being all cleared of all charges. There are like some like good elements to the film. But the one thing I don't like is the voice changer. That's the one thing I can't stand.
Yeah.
Like all the different. It's a good. I like how they try to put a twist on the Ghostface voice, but like, how do you get everyone's voices? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you.
That's what I mean.
Like,
it feels
I like how they try to go that route. Yeah, but I like how he gets killed. I do like the ending, even though because like I think it was meant to finish with number 3, wasn't it originally? Because like I was all tied in with with Roman, like with Billy's dad, like how all that gets revealed to be brothers. So like I liked how. But you never got to find out who Roman's dad was. Like, they didn't explain. Yeah. That's the only thing that they didn't explain. Was it Billy's dad? Oh, well, it can't have been Billy's dad. So, like, was it Milton? Was he the dad? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
The director, like, she got passed around in the 70s, so I don't know.
That's why I just feel like it's very far-fetched with him being, like, a long-lost brother and... I don't know, but as you said, they had to rewrite the script. So maybe that's why it felt so ridiculous because it was rushed. Maybe they had to rush it to get it sort of done. But it was just a bit far-fetched for me. It was like I enjoy watching it. I'll watch, like I said, I'll watch them all. But yeah, no, it's cringy. I don't like it.
Do you know what? I do like how they reenacted Sydney's house on set. That's one thing I did like, where they did the full. The one thing I didn't like was where they showed a mum, like where she was having like visions of a mum. That was like pretty good, but yeah, I liked how they reenacted like the full bedroom scene of Sydney's house. That was worth looking at. Right, number 4. Number 4.
Right.
What's number 4?
Oh, give me 2 seconds. Sorry, is that all right? Can you edit this?
Yeah. We've got all time. Sorry. Go on.
Sorry, he was just struggling with something.
No, don't worry about it. Right, number 4. You're number 4.
Yeah, number 4. So that would be. I've got to keep going over it. So 5. It'd be number 5. Yeah, Scream 5.
Reason. Give me a reason.
I loved that. Me and my friends went to cinema to watch it. Thought it was brilliant, but they killed Dewey. So yeah, no, I was not happy about that. I literally cried in the cinema.
Well, he's just said in an interview that he would love to return to the Scream franchise. I don't know how that's possible. He said it's horror, anything can happen. So, like, if they did continue, I mean, that's not going to happen. So,
I mean, I've seen worse stories.
Yeah. All right, my number 4 would be number 5. I actually really like number 5. Like when I first went to cinema to see it, it's been what 10 years since the last one when it came out, or around that time, at least something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how the back in Woodsboro, going back to Stu's house, just to see Ghostface again on the big screen. That was a big thing for me. And that Dewey got killed. That was probably, I think, a big thing for everyone that he got killed. That was a big upsetting, because I don't think even though they showed it in the trailer where he's fighting Ghostface, I don't think no one expected it to happen.
No,
because they didn't give nothing away.
No, and Dewey
But
always
I think that's what makes that's the only thing about. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, he always nearly gets killed. So then when I was watching it, I was like, he'll survive that. He's survived literally every time he's been stabbed. He's come back. So when he actually died, I was still like, no, he's not died, because he always comes back. He's survived worse than that. So yeah, I was gutted, and it was a shock, because they always put him as if he's going to die, and he doesn't. So I was shocked.
Yeah, no, I was the same. The amount of times he's been stabbed and everything like that, but that's what I like about films, because nowadays, when you watch a trailer, they give everything away. It's always shot for shot all the way through the film. That is one thing I cannot stand. But with that, I'm glad that they kept that as a surprise. Otherwise, if you'd seen him get killed in the trailer, what would be the point in going? You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. Number 3. What's your number 3?
Right. So this one was a hard one for me, because it was between two of them. But I'm putting number 2.
Yeah, I think I know it's still you're on about. But go on.
Yeah, I'm putting number 2 at number 3.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I love number 2. It was brilliant, and I loved the fact that Vern from Stand By Me was in it. That was just such a massive thing for me. And I loved it all, and I loved, because I thought he was going to be, obviously, because from number 1. But the fact he weren't, and then you find out obviously the killer, the reveal of the killers, I thought was brilliant. I thought the fact that Billy's mum, and then just the best friend kind of thing. Yeah, Scream 2 is a brilliant part of the franchise, but I was really juggling between that and another one. I found it really hard to decide that one. Yeah,
I thought it might have been. So for me, it's going to be Scream 4, because do you know what? Right, it was the first one that I went to see at the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 4 was the first one I seen at the cinema, and the one thing I don't like is the blare, when they try to do that shine on the camera. I didn't like. It was dead shiny all the way through. That was the one thing I didn't like. Yeah. But apart from that, it was the first time I went to cinema to see Scream. I loved that Sydney had to go back to Woodsboro to finish a book, that we got Dewey and Gail back into it. But at the time, that was probably the most brutal Ghostface that there was, death scenes wise, because you got the girl in the bed, she got gutted and splattered off the wall and everything. Then you got the publicist shot off the building onto the camera van. I thought that was really good. So there was just, and then they had the Stabathon. I love that. I'd love somewhere to do that, just a full Scream day, just to watch them all. I mean, it'd be a full on. It'd be a lot to get through. But I mean, it'd be good though. I mean, if they've done a drinking game like they do in Scream 4, and you'd be on your ass. Every time someone picks up the phone or says who's there, it'd be class. It'd be so much fun to do.
Yeah.
And the killers at the end, I thought that was really good. The cinema club in school. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But I loved the character Jill, how she played all nice and innocent all the way through, and then she turned out to be absolute psycho.
Yeah.
Like she just goes off the wall, like smashing her head into the glass and shotting her head through the table. And
Yeah.
but yeah, there's so many things about that film, like that. That's why it's at number 3. Right, what are we on? Number 2.
So number 2 is obviously number 4 for me. And basically everything you were saying, yeah, I agree with it. And I loved the opening scene of number 4. Like, it was just because it was like in a film sort of thing. I loved that.
Yeah.
And it was such a good comeback because it was quite far between 3 and 4, obviously. And I thought to bring that back in such a way, they smashed it out of the park. They just made it. It was just such a brilliant film all the way through. And they had Rory Culkin in it, he's one of my favourite Ghostface. I think he's brilliant. I thought he played that role so well. And he just looks like a psycho as well. So he suited it really good. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing about Scream 4 that I didn't like. That the cut Wes Craven's scene out. Because there's a deleted scene that you don't get on DVD that you have to buy on like. I think it's only on like an American, like the US Blu-ray, I think. Where they go to the crime scene at the beginning and she's hung up. Then they've got like "What's your favorite scary movie" written on the wall. And then you've got Wes Craven is a cleanup guy, like a FBI, like a cop or something in the background, like doing the cleanup. I think that's just like such a wasted scene that you can't.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? What do you think? Should that have been kept in the film?
Yeah, yeah, it should have. That would have been brilliant in that. But like I said, I do think they executed number 4 so well. I thought it was done brilliant. And as a comeback film, it was perfect for me. It was perfect.
Yeah, there was the scene that everyone thinks like, oh, it's stupid in number 4 is where I can't remember his name. It was Anthony something, the cop, the two buddy cops, where he gets stabbed in the head.
Yeah.
And then like he gets out and like starts like trying to fight and everything.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, you get stabbed in the head, you should die straight away. But then in an interview, that actually happens. Wes Craven said he'd watched a documentary on a police officer getting stabbed in the head, and then he continued to carry on for like a couple of minutes before he ended up dying. So that's actually happened, and that would actually happen in real life. So for everyone out there, that's what happens.
It is what happens. I watched too many real crime documentaries to know. Yeah, it takes a while for the brain to actually shut down after death, I suppose. But I thought that was good. The whole thing was just good. I really enjoyed it.
All right, so my number 2 is gonna be number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2. Do you know? It's just because I love the kid. Like it's set a year on. Is it? Yeah, it's a year on number 2, isn't it?
Yeah, because they go. Yeah,
where
she's in college.
they've moved on. Yeah. So it's a year on. They're in college. They're trying to move on with their lives, and I love how it's just like a continuous story. I mean, the opening in the cinema. I mean, that's like, that is, apart from one, that is like what we want to be. It's like, I would love to go to a cinema where they just celebrate a film like that. Like, you get a free costume, everyone's running about like madmen. Like, you never get that over again. I mean, I can understand why, if that happened, you know what I mean?
Well, because of that opening scene, when I went to watch Scream 5 in cinema with my friends, I actually was like, oh my God, what if someone in here is actually the killer? Like, I just started really thinking, like, I can't be in this cinema. Someone's going to actually kill us. Like, and that makes me question cinemas now, because that bloody opening scene.
Yeah. I know. Do you know what, right? I actually have, in my garage, like a full ghost face mannequin. So, like, I have the full ghost-faced outfit on, but I was like, I've always wanted to go to the cinema in my Ghostface outfit, just to sit there with me drinking me popcorn and just watch the film. But I'd be like, well, I look like an absolute nutter, like just sat on my own watching the film.
The cinema would be empty. I would
I
be
don't think
leaving.
I'd get away with it. I think a few people would like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love Scream 2 for the opening, obviously, for the copycat killers. I love the cat and mouse game of where Gail's running through the recording studio, where Ghostface is chasing her. I think that was played out great. I think where you think it's Cotton, where he's got like some type of motive where you think, oh, could it be, could it not be? And then you've got the Randy's death. That's a big no-no. Yeah, that's a big no for me. Randy's death. I don't think he should have done one. Like, maybe, I mean, he did make an appearance in Scream 3, so it made up for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got Billy's mum, Mickey, the freaky Tarantino student. I love the film. Like, again, in Scream 4, was that like a little throwback to Scream 2 where they're in that little film class? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where you got Sarah Michelle Gellar, Joshua Jackson. I thought he should have had a bit of a bigger role in it. I thought he would have been a bit better. Yeah, a bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was loads of things going on. Plus, do you know what? I recently rewatched. Well, we'll talk about that when I get to Scream. But I've came up with a theory for. I mean, it's stretching a little bit, like, but that Billy's mum is in Scream 1, just for a split second. So, right, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll get because I took pictures. So I was like, when I seen the picture, I was like, so right. So I don't know if you can see it. Right, so there's Billy's mum in Scream 2. Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know where are we. Right, so there is the back of her. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Right, so remember that jacket? So in Scream 1, where Sydney and Tatum go shopping for the party.
Yeah.
Right, so after you found out that when I'm trying to explain this. When Sydney's mum gets killed, like a year before, Billy's mum leaves. She leaves town for the full year. So she's like, and he says, "Oh, my mum's gone. She's not coming back." So this is a year later. And then in Scream 2, you find out that she's the killer, but she's she's lost lots of weight. She's had a facelift and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So within that year, she could have came back to Woodsboro after she finds out that her son has been arrested. Right? And just take a look at that. Now, remember the picture? She's in that grey jacket with like orange hair. It's there in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you might be onto something there. Could be, little Easter egg.
Hang on. I'll rotate it so you can get a better picture. Ooh, hang on. See that there?
Yeah. Yeah, could be.
So you think that a year's passed, all you have to do is just get a little bit of a different haircut. It's got pretty much a same jacket on. She could waltz by anybody in Woodsboro as long as she stayed away from Sydney.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my theory. Dream 1. Right.
Yeah.
Should we finish it off with our Scream ranking? Number 1. What's number 1?
Number 1, obviously. You can't
number 1. Give me your reason.
Because it's the original.
Yeah.
That's what started the franchise. it's got Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard. I'll never not obsess over that. What a brilliant duo. And just the whole thing, it was Drew Barrymore's opening scene was insane, especially because it was Drew Barrymore. You just expect her to be quite a big name of the film, and she gets killed straight away. I thought that was brilliant. And Stu is just his character, I just think made that whole film. Just the stupidness of him, and like, this is my favourite scene, which I told you before, being on the phone and that. And then I was watching an interview with them two the other day, actually. And Matthew Lillard saying that when Billy throws the phone, it smacks him on the back of the head. And he was like, that was not in the script. Skeet Ulrich threw the phone and it did actually hurt him. So that whole scene was just like natural. And then he was saying about so many of the scenes, they just sort of done, it weren't scripted, but because it come off so good, they kept them in the film, which I love about that whole film, because it just seemed like natural reactions and that's to stuff. So yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah. For me, obviously it's number one. Obviously for reasons, again, with the opening scene with Drew Barrymore, it was fun because in interviews, you hear Drew Barrymore say, oh, I didn't want to know who was on the other end of that phone. So she didn't know Roger Jackson was. So that was good to like actually see an initial reaction.
Yeah.
But I think she said what was it she said? She said to make herself cry was thinking of I think it was dead cats, I think.
Oh,
like
nice.
Thinking of cats getting killed. Yeah, it's pretty brutal as it sounds. She was like, oh, with that voice, she was just thinking of cats getting killed. That's what like proper set her off. So that was good. Like, I suppose that's good method acting, but I don't know the reason behind it. Like, I mean,
yeah.
but yeah, again, the motives, the party at the end, the Tatum getting killed. It was. I loved how they just brought like. It just wasn't another standard horror film. It was like bringing all horror into one film, like knowing that other horror films existed in that universe. So, like, it was. I want to use the word meta. Is that right? Is that the right term? Meta.
Yeah, I think so.
The meta genre, like using horror, like horror on horror.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was just so many things going for it. Do you know what? I actually remember. Do you know, like on the motorway where you get the services?
Yeah.
Like on motorway services, like you get like that, like cafes and stuff. I remember going on holiday down to Devon, and on the way back, we stopped at like services, and I went into a WH Smith's. This is when like VHS was popular back in the day. I remember buying American Pie. So obviously I wasn't old enough to buy it, so I got old Nana to buy me it. So I got American Pie and Scream on VHS, and I didn't have a clue what they were. I just seen the ghost face mask on the back, and I thought, wow, that looks class. So I got them, and then I watched it, and I was like, what in the world have I just bought? It was like that is the earliest remember it. I don't even know how old I was. I think I got it. When did American Pie come out? I think I got it in like '99 when I first seen it. Like I must have only been about 13. Something like that. But like I watched loads of horror. I mean, I watched Halloween, Fright Night, all other types of like horror. I mean, the amount of horror I've got in like on VHS now and DVDs, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, that is my. So that is my full Scream ranking. Right, next we're going to go to... What have we got? I've got a few things written down here. Oh, all right. Let's have a look. I was going to go on killer reveals, but I'm not going to. I want to... top 3 openings...
Okay, that's got a hard one.
Let's start. I'm ranking now. I'm going to test. Now I'm going to see what you really think.
Right. So top 3 openings. My favourite Oh, what would be my favourite? I would say, like, as cliche as it is, Scream 1, Drew Barrymore, popcorn making, just everything about that opening scene just really was, it was eerie, it's intense. I loved it. That was a brilliant opening. So yeah, that would be number one. And then my other favourite is number 4. I said it earlier, I just loved the Scream 4 opening. I loved that it was like a film within a film sort of situation, and it had all the actors that I know from being younger, like a teenager. And then number 6 would be my other one, Samara Weaving. I thought that was a brilliant opening.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to think now. Right, so it would be number 1, obviously, where she gets quizzed. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
But it's shocking, like, because she watches him get gutted, and then she gets killed herself. So that's like just double, like that's like twice the heartbreak for her. But I mean, that is a trick question, like, considering there's 2 of them, like, where she says, "Oh, guess what door I'm at?" I mean, there's 2 of them, so she was going to lose no matter what was going to happen. Number 2 would be the cinema in number 2, where she gets killed on stage. I thought that was really good. Number 3, I'm going to go number 4. Yeah. Number 4 with the movie in a movie. Yeah, I thought that was really good. But again, they did an alternate opening for that as well, that you don't get on the DVD. It's on the US Blu-ray, which is a bit shocking.
That is.
I mean, you can watch it all on YouTube, but it's like.
But I do think number 4's opening. I just thought that was brilliant, because it's like you think that's the opening, and then all of a sudden you're in another opening, which is like, I thought they executed that brilliantly. I thought that was really good anyway. They don't need an alternate.
Yeah. All right, now I'm really going to test you. Top 3 Ghostface.
I think I've said my top 3 already earlier. So Billy, Stu, and Rory Culkin's character. They're my top 3.
Okay. I'm going to go Billy, Stu, and Jill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think she just wanted the fame. She just wanted to be famous. But yeah.
Yeah,
that's my top 3, I think. Right, our next, because some of these are quite easy, but right, we're gonna go with Scream. So let's talk about number 1. So it's been 30 years since, in 2 years it'll be 30 years since Scream came onto the scene, and it blew. Considering horror was dead, it pretty much like the full horror genre was dead, because you were having films like, even though I'm not knocking them, you had like Friday the 13th Part 8, Halloween 6, Freddy's Final Nightmare. Like, they were all pretty much just getting knocked out year after year.
Yeah.
And they were pretty much just the same thing over and over. And I think people got tired of it. And then obviously Kevin Williamson wrote Scream. And when I don't think they had to knock it back on the rating, because no one wanted to touch it. Like, I think it only came to Wes Craven, and he saw the potential in the script. And without Wes, I don't think it would have worked, because I think he knew as soon as he read the script and he had Kevin's foresight and what it could have been. It came out like amazing. I mean, speaking of like casting wise, I think they couldn't have picked a better cast than what it was.
Yeah.
Just all of it in general, like, it's just no matter how many times you can watch it, it's just a fun watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I never get bored of the first one.
Yeah, like I'm always, every time I watch it, I'm always like nitpicking for things, like just to try and find like little things that no one's seen before. Like, even though I think everyone's like proper like detailed, like, every little scene, like going for it, but yeah, it's just there's so many things for it. I mean, you're introduced to Gil Weathers, Sydney, Billy Stu, Randy. I mean, it's a shame that, like, so I was just, you know what, I was reading the day, and there's a scene that they must have cut at the end. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, right? But when Ghostface has Sydney in the car at the end, in Dewey's sheriff car, and then she runs to the door and picks up Dewey's gun, and then we see Randy running towards her, but like he's holding his leg limping. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
So yeah, so like, and then obviously Stu comes out of nowhere, but like, why is Randy here? Like, what has happened to him between like being on that sofa and then him being outside, like limping? Like, what could have happened?
Yeah, it sounds like they might have cut it. I don't know. I reckon Stu got to him.
All right, so overall in Scream, what do you love about Scream? I know we've talked about it earlier, but because we're on Scream Revisited, go for it.
I just love everything about it. But the more as I get older and the more things I find out about it, like there's just so many cool like bits that shouldn't have been in the film that are in the film, and like I said with the phone thing, like that was a natural reaction of him going, oh, like that hurt sort of thing. And the phone, like it's just that they got to add bits that they thought would be good, and they got kept in. Like the directors and that decided to keep it all in. I just think, I think that made it such a fun watch because a lot of it was natural. Like it was just naturally their reactions to things. It weren't just acting. And then like I like when now people say, like, if you look at the bit where they're all sitting together, like Sydney, Billy, Stu, they're all at the fountain bit at the school, and you notice the boots, and then they say if you look at the boots from like another time, it's the same boots. Or when Stu's like, what's he say? He's like, I never killed anyone, and Billy says, obviously, no one said you did. And then when you like now you know that they are killers, like you see that sort of reaction of like, I don't know, I just love the whole everything about it. It really opened up the slasher genre for me. I know I love a slasher film, so it's just brilliant.
Yeah, the one thing I love is where they're in the video store, where where Randy starts giving out all the motives and the reasons. It was like, oh, if you're not a killer, why would you be stood in the horror section? Like stuff like that. But that is one thing I do miss is like a video shop. Like going into a video shop, like a Blockbusters, like just looking at out like for ages deciding on what film to rent, not buy, to rent, not buy. Yeah, that's one thing I do miss doing. Like that's why I made my own Blockbusters mini stand because like a while ago I was looking at like old VHS racking, like what you'd find in a video store.
Yeah.
And like people were charging like a few £100 for like one of them. So I was like, I can't afford, like, for what I want, like to do with it. I was like, I can't afford that. Like, so, but then, so when I think of things like that, I like to get my brain like racking, like thinking. And I just thought, you know what? I bought myself a shoe rack off Amazon for like an 8-tier shoe rack for 40 quid, like all like slanted.
Yeah.
So and it looks exactly like a VHS shelving rack. And the amount of VHS that I've got, it, you know what I mean? And then, like, and then obviously when I built it, I put them all on. And I thought, right, I need to make it look like a proper video shop. So I just went on the laptop, made my own signs like horror, new releases, sport, comedy, whatever. Printed them off, laminated them, and then I laminated my own little Blockbuster sign. I found that you can copy and paste Blockbuster rental cases. So, like, I had a few spare empty VHS cases, so I just printed them off. So, yeah, and then I printed off and laminated my own little Blockbuster membership cards. So, every Friday, like every Saturday night, I can just go out, pick my VHS out, put it in the rental case, put my little membership, even though it's just a one-member membership.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like things like that. When I watched your video of all the VHSs, I was just like, oh, I'd just love to watch a film on VHS again. I don't remember, obviously I was young when DVDs come in, I feel like, so it's been a while since I watched a VHS, but it must be such a different experience. I need to watch one. I need to remember what it's like.
Yeah, well, I have, obviously, in my garage, I've got like a little TV and VHS combo, but I also have like a proper VHS player that on like a 32-inch screen or something like that. But yeah, when Halloween comes around or whenever, I've got like a full 2-tier rack of horror VHS ready to watch. Yeah. So that's it. When DVD, that's the one thing, because like obviously I've had to rebuy some of them. When DVDs came out, I got rid of a load of VHS. That is the one biggest regret I've ever done. Because like some of them now, like Fright Night Part 2, obviously you can't buy that on DVD over here. Yeah. So I got rid of that. And I was like, oh, I've watched it so many times, but like I loved it. And then I had to buy the DVD import from Germany. Like it was just like copied it onto, a disc or whatever.
Yeah.
But now, and then I was like, I want a button VHS. So like I had to, but luckily, like people charge on eBay like 30 to 40 quid for them. I'm like, I can't afford to buy that. It's just ridiculous. But luckily, I only paid a tenner. It was like someone on Facebook Marketplace that was selling a load of VHS from a charity shop.
Yeah.
Like as a bulk buy. And I was like, look, I said, I only want Fright Night 1 and 2. And they were like, oh, right, we'll let you have it for a tenner then. So I was like, right, I'll have it then. Yeah. So like, I might have to get them two for a tenner. So I was like over the moon with that. But like some VHS, I've got like all sorts, but yeah, but like I've got loads of horror VHS, I've got DVDs and everything like that. So right, so now we're gonna move on to I'll tell you what, we'll make this our final one. So I've kept you for I've been talking for an hour already. Right, we'll move on to our Scream collection. We'll make this our last one.
Okay.
So, like, what Scream collection have you got there to show me?
Well, obviously, this was my first Scream picture sort of thing. So this is a display. Have you heard of displays?
No.
So they're metal. They're just metal pictures. I've also got Friday the 13th, but then you do get a mag.
Oh, the metal tin plates. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like my first Scream picture, and I absolutely love it. But I need to stick it back up because when I moved, it's now gone not sticky, so I need to try and stick that back up. And then this is, I'm sure this is the video you saw actually of these that I got from B&M.
Yes.
You see?
Yes, yeah. I know what you're about, yeah.
So, yeah, this is my special ghost face, which I have not got out the box yet. I don't know whether to.
I'd keep it in the box. How are you?
But, yeah, so that's my special edition
I'd just keep it in the box.
Yeah. And then I'm going to test you on this. This is from one of the Screams. What Scream is that?
Obviously, with the toilet, I'm going to go with Scream 2.
Yeah, well done. That is good. That is Scream 2. That's my bathroom picture. That goes in my bathroom as it is in a toilet. So, yeah, I do love that. And then all my other bits is just all clothing merch. I've got hats, purse, bags, just like all bits like that of just Scream stuff.
Oh, well, that's a good collection. I wish I had like a big frame. Like, obviously, you can see this. I don't know if you can see that, the Scream 6 frame. Oh, I got that. See that? I got that for free.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
So in Cineworld, they every now and again they bring out like posters promoting the film, and so I picked this up and then I just put it in a black frame, so it doesn't cost me nothing.
Yeah, well, what I get my prints, like this one from Scream 2, I get them from Shein, which is where obviously I got this top from. So this is a canvas print. The frame is B&M, but it's so cheap. It's like £2. So I get all my horror prints up here. These are all Shein. They're only like £2 each. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Then, I thought it would have been
the Halloween one, the big Halloween one. That's like massive. That was about £5. But yeah, Shein is so good for horror stuff. I get pretty much all my horror stuff from there at the moment. Yeah.
All right. All right. Right. What else have we got? Right. I have so much Scream gear that I didn't. I haven't got nowhere to like show. I'm probably won't have the time to show you it all.
Yeah.
But, I'm just going to show you some of the good bits that I have got.
Yeah.
Right. So first off, we've got the little mouthpiece.
Yeah. Does it work?
It doesn't. I mean, it does work, but it does. But batteries aren't in it, so it's been in the garage for that. It's probably But like, I just buy stuff for this, you know what I mean. But yeah, that was. I think I got it for like £7 or something stupid. But yeah,
nice.
This one I do like. So we have a custom made VHS stab.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
So it's got all the people from the opening of the film Stab.
Yeah.
So they've got what's her name? Tori Spelling. There. You've got Luke Wilson, Heather Graham. You've got David Schwimmer. I don't know how he gets involved in it, but so there's the opening, what you see in the actual film.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then if we open it, you've got a promotional Casey Becker.
Yeah, that's good.
And then you've got the Own It Now on VHS.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Cool. And then the people actually sort of.
That's cool.
Yeah, but so it was a mystery tape. I checked out, and it was One Bed Over the Cuckoo's Nest that was on it. So I didn't have a clue what was on the tape. Right, so I've got that on widescreen VHS. I actually found this on Facebook. There was a woman selling like a bulk buy. Again, this is where I got some of my VHS off, and I was like, "Look, I only want to buy Scream. Is there any way like you'll split them?" And she was like, "Is that all you want?" So she posted it and give me it for nothing.
Oh, that's nice of her. Oh, that's good.
So I've got this one. I've got the small case, and then I've got the other, like the big rental kit, like the big cases.
Yeah.
Like in white and red.
Yeah.
So I've got like both versions. So I'm like super happy with that. Next up, Scream 2.
Yeah.
VHS.
Nice.
Really, I got this from when Virgin stores was open. They used to be like Virgin Megastore. That's going back in the 90s. And then this one, Scream 3.
Might as well throw that in the bin. It's worth
VHS
one.
again. And again. But again, someone on Facebook, they were doing a bulk buy. I said, look, I only want Scream 3. So they were like, yeah, I'll send you it for nothing. So I got that one out as well.
Yeah, that's good.
And then my last one is, I found this online and I thought it looked great. So I was like, well, obviously they were charging a few £100, which I really shouldn't have, done. But I went on word processor, copied and pasted it, and my own Scream board game.
That's cool. I like that.
Like I'll go a bit closer. I'll block my head up so you can see it.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. It's like a Monopoly type version. So like I downloaded that, copied and pasted it, and then I made my own things. Like I made my own set of rules. I downloaded a load of ghost-based dollars. Then I put like trivia questions, counter move questions. Yeah. But then when I realised how easy it was to do, I started making my own board games. So like I just went to like charity shops, I bought a load of like daft dice and counters. And then I've made, up to now, I've done that one, well, copy and paste that one. But I made a Fright Night one and a Halloween one. Like, so it was just copy. So I found out you can download a blank Monopoly board. So like you've got like all the, like just like a board like that, but like, and you've got like all the top bits here, like all the different colours. And then everywhere else is blank. So I just like downloaded and copied a load of pictures and then copied and pasted and then just filled them in the gaps all the way around. Yeah. So it was like it was dead easy to make. But then obviously with the Halloween one, I made, so the rules were like go around the board, you get 3 lives. If answer a life, you're wrong. Or you're out, lose 3 lives, you're out the game. Got loads of Halloween trivia questions, and then you've got like community chest type cards. We've got to collect a mask, a rope, a knife, a gun, and a Strode house sign. And once you collect all 5 of them, you move into the middle of the board, and then you have to fight Michael Myers. And then it's like highest dice wins. And if you lose, then you're out the game.
Yeah, I'm not that creative. I get too lazy, so I can't be bothered to make myself things. But I would love to get.
Once I figured out the first board game.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say I'd love to get like.
Oh yeah, I was going to say like once I figured out how to make it.
We're on a delay, aren't we?
I think we are. Right, I'm going to shut up. I'll shut up.
I was literally just going to say, I'd love to get like proper horror merch, like obviously all my favourite horrors and that. But unfortunately, I've got 4 feral children, so nothing is safe in this house. They tried to get into all these, tried to play with them. So I have to keep everything very budget friendly because otherwise I would be crying every day that they've broke something.
Yeah, that's why my stuff's in the garage, so he knows not to go. He can play with some of it, but like he knows not to touch most of it.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Well, I think. Oh, right, are we back on normal time? Right, are we back? Yeah, right, we're good. Right, well, I think that is pretty much everything that we have to talk about with the Scream franchise. I think we are done. But look, if you want to come back on here again, I'd be more than happy to have you as a guest. Maybe talk about Halloween or something, another franchise, maybe.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
If you'd be up for doing that.
Yeah, I was really
Yeah?
nervous.
Oh, that's great. Well,
So that beginning bit, I was quite like shaky. I was so nervous. But now that I've done it, I'll definitely be up for coming back and talking about all sorts.
yeah, like I'm not a professional. Don't you know? Don't need to be like nervous around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only ever done this once with like another interview. So and like then I'd like a worse camera than this. I was absolutely shitting myself. So
Yeah.
but you know, it was with Halloween royalty. I suppose it was Judith Myers.
Yeah.
And she did it for free, so I can't complain. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's really good. That is impressive.
Yeah, just got to nag him. Just got to nag him to get on it.
Yeah.
But look, look, thank you so much for taking your time out. I know you've got a lot going on. But yeah, it's been I've had a great time talking to you. Thank you so much. This is something I've always wanted to do, talk about Scream with someone else. Obviously, talking myself into the camera, it can get a bit monotonous sometimes. So it's nice to bounce backwards and forwards with someone else. But yeah, thank you for coming on to Antwood Movie Mania.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll definitely do another one.
Yeah. I don't know when it'll be, but I'm sure we can sort something out in another month or two, whenever you get free time yourself.
Yeah, perfect.
Right, right. Make sure your side uploads, and mine will probably take a lot longer because I've got a slow computer. So, but yeah, hopefully this will be out by tomorrow. I hope. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you whenever I see you.
Yeah. Right, thank you. See you later.
Thank you. Bye. And there we have it. That is my full Scream video. We've talked about a lot of subjects. I would like to thank Olivia from Our Spooky Home. If you haven't checked out her TikTok channel, then please check it out. She has some great movie stuff there. As always, I'm Antwood Movie Mania. I would love to hear what you thought about this stream. Please leave your likes, your comments. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. See you later.